Hello, everyone, and an unceremonious beginning as Dwarven Forges want to do. Thank you for your patience. Obviously, we're starting about an hour earlier, because daylight savings time. That's what happened.
Right here.
That's what happened. Just so you know, yes, this is being done without Chris and without Nate. They are on their way to Adepticon right now. So if there are some, the never existing technical difficulties, as Sylvia loves to joke about, if there's anything, if there's audio things, if there's some visual things you guys want to say, be patient with us. This is not our bread and butter as it is as Chris and Nate's, but we are going to do our best to make adjustments. And thank you, Finley. Seems okay for right now. Great. So today we've got Toby and Miles. We're going to be doing the Build Jam.
Hello.
And it's going to be a bit of a slightly different format than typical Build Jams in that we're going to get a little bit longer time per build, because I think typically we do like 10 or 15 minutes, and that's usually you and me racing each other trying to get something done.
Yeah.
I want to do a little bit more relaxed, A, because I want to make certain the pieces stay okay, and B, with biscuits and stuff, it can be a little bit more time consuming to put together a whole, elevated section of a thing, and you want to show that off. So like, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. International rules. Yeah. yeah. We're playing the metrics. So
intergalactic rules.
Intergalactic rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's much better. That's much better. So the 2 rounds that we'll have today for the Build Jam is we'll be using the starter bundle exterior from the Starforged line, and we will be using the starter bundle interior. Our goal with this is we're going to be doing either the builders have their option of either doing a 12x12 or a 12x24. So we're trying to keep it still somewhat contained in terms of smaller builds. We won't be going up to any skirmish style sizes or anything on this one. Maybe we've been talking about it, and we're going to talk to Chris about it as well, about doing like a more cooperative build jam by the end of the project or something, show off a larger build. Yes. Thank you, Finley. These prototypes are resin, so we just want to be a little bit more careful with them, whereas the final product will be Dwarvenite. So in the starter bundle exterior, we will have the 2 options of the builders. We're going to flip for it, swamp or sewers. And so whoever wins the coin toss is going to be able to choose. And then in the starter bundle interior for the second round, we're actually going to take some viewer votes is what we agreed on, correct? We're going to see what you guys want to see more of the sets with. So yeah. The last bit of things I want to cover are just a little bit of news. I know that you guys have been patiently waiting for that bunkers set. That's more on me. More on me. More on my part. I've been having a couple of really busy days these past few days. So that bunkers pack is coming. It's all set up. It's all ready to go. It just needs to get live. So that's going to happen right after the stream. I'm going to make certain that bunkers pack gets live so that those of you who actually want to add it to their pledge can do that now and not have to wait for too long. Additionally, again, the team will be at Adepticon for anybody who's already going to Adepticon, but we will have some representation there. We'll also be showing some builds off there. I know for a fact that Mace and Chris are going to be taking pictures of those builds and trying to post it on social too. So you guys will still be able to see the content that we've been taking to Adepticon while you're following the Game Found, or if you're following a Discord or whatever. It'll probably be added to Starforged Pictures channel, all the really normal places we put stuff. And I'm trying to think. So again, as Chris is gone, there may be one other stream this week that might have to adjust a little bit. We're trying to make the kill team thing happen this Friday, but it's just taking a little bit of extra work, kind of like the Nemesis build. So we might have to adjust that slightly. We're just in the conversations about it. We're trying to get it done. But the other 2 streams we have this week, tomorrow's OTA and Thursday's dev thing, is also going to be still going. Any any other big news, I think will already be in the update today. So let's go ahead and get started because we're here to build. We're here to play. We're here to have a good time. That's what this is supposed to be. We're having a great time. I'm super not stressed. Let's flip the coin. So on this coin flip, Miles, you'll be stationed on this side. Toby will be stationed on this side. We've already determined that. But if you want the swamp water trays or the whatever water, and you want the other ones, you guys can swap. It's the trays at least.
Wait, why don't we just flip turn trays?
Yeah, let's just flip trays. Yeah. So I've got this really cool Lancer coin that I used for the portals. So we're gonna call the Horus symbol the heads, and we're gonna call the goblin the I think it's the goblin anyway. It might be something else. I think
tails.
The tails. Yeah. For those who play Lancer, they'll care, right? All right. So heads or tails, and let's let Miles choose heads or tails.
Okay. Heads.
All right. That's tails.
Okay.
So, Toby, you get the choice of either sewers or swamp with your starter exterior.
I'm going to choose sewers.
Sewers. All righty.
I've already been wanting to do the compatibility of that, so...
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, Miles, you'll cover swamp, you'll cover sewers. We'll take a minute if you want to grab your buckets and put them closer to you if you want. You're more than welcome to grab the sewers and put them closer to you.
Cool. Which terrain tray would you like to use?
Oh, I'm indifferent.
Okay, because I probably won't... Like,
really? I'm in New York.
You probably want to have more terrain tray shown, so that's what I was saying.
I'll take swamp.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Why not?
Sounds good.
And no, Dragos, we do not have a coin prototype just yet. It's kind of in the process. It didn't pan. Like timing didn't pan out. So yeah, we don't currently have a prototype yet. Yeah. 2 sounds about right. Yeah, I mean honestly, Dimash, like two barracks packs is going to be 8 of those beds, and then 4 of the energy units, and then an additional. Sorry, not 4. No, yeah, 2. Yeah, it'll be 4, and then 2 additional multi modules. That'll be great. Yeah. Oh, Letitia.
Letitia's here?
Yeah.
Nice.
Jazz
Hi,
Ambassador.
Letitia.
That's Letitia.
Nice.
Try not to keep it too quiet here. We've always got to be saying something. And I know you're looking at me, and I'm talking to you specifically. We always have to be saying something. I'm just not going to... Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. I'm listening to you talking to me, yeah. So let's see. All set? All good?
I got some pieces.
I don't know what's happening. Oh, you're just covering the wire. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm good to go whenever.
Okay.
You gotta start off.
Yeah.
Wait, were you doing the?
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're.
Yeah. There. It looks so awkward on the camera. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. Okay. And draw.
Okay.
I didn't. Oh, I was like, I didn't necessarily mean the timer. I thought you guys were just trying to shoot each other.
Oh, okay.
So I'll start the timer now.
Okay.
That's why I had a very different. So we'll put the timer to 20. Done. Yeah. It's good. Use an update about the Nemesis build project as filler. We could. I try not to be physically present, but I'm always watching. You're good at it, Letitia. You did great. You could always spill some beans to fill the time. I could always spill some beans. Are there any beans left to fill? Yes, but to spill, maybe. You're already getting a great example of how my day is going. Beans to spill. Boy. Yes and no. There's some things that we're really excited to talk about. But it's not really beans as much as it is like stuff that you guys have, like. I can't wait to quantify some of the stuff that you guys have seen, in terms of set unlocks. So, that's I think that would be my big point of it. All the beans we are aware of have been shared so far, I think. Yeah. It's kind of all in that vein. We've either shown it off, or we're just trying to get to a next stage in the project before we like reveal too much more. Hightown beans. Hightown beans are kind of like cat toe beans. I don't want to touch them.
I thought you said Toby.
But I do want to touch them. I don't want to. They don't want me to. The cat doesn't want you to touch the beans, but you want to touch the beans. Is what I'm trying to say. There might still be some beans in the oven. What?
I think this has gotten away from
It got away from me for certain, but Letitia said there might still be some beans in the oven, and I have to ask you: are you putting your beans in the oven? It's not stovetop beans.
I think baked beans.
Baked beans,
Baked
yeah, I
beans.
get that. I just mean that's I don't know if I've ever routinely put beans in the oven. I guess that's what I'm saying.
me not having built a swamp very much in my life.
But that's good. Oh, thank you, Sylvia, for
Oh yeah.
a real sniper.
Thank you.
Dynamic. Epic.
One thing I
Action
discovered
for your
that's cool
epic.
with the swamp. Sorry, not the
With
sewers,
sewers? Yeah.
and the pipes. The one with the wall, the hole. This goes. Yeah. It's,
Oh, that's great. Toby, you want to just like calmly turn it just a little bit counterclockwise? Yeah.
yeah.
So you see, like,
I didn't biscuit together, so it's want to fall.
no, it's
apart,
fine.
so-
It's mainly just to say like, hey, it won't fit all the way through, right? Like it is slightly too large at that size, but it does
Yeah.
at least match a similar diameter, so you can actually still
Yeah.
have it do stuff inside and outside.
Yeah.
If you put a curve right on that and made it kept going, like you can make that keep going, is the real thing.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and you
Yeah.
want to switch it to the swamp.
Yeah.
No, ew, swamp, yucky.
Stinky. Yeah. I was gonna say you either want to push it back or you can use one of the other convexes to make up that space. You're doing great.
All going according to plan.
All according to Kate Cochran.
I also thanks, Letitia. I personally don't eat a lot of beans. Well, okay. What is the pool at the office where Starforge closes at? Geez. I don't remember actually posting the pool. We usually do a pool, but I don't think we did it this time. There is one?
Yeah, we just took bets, and it wasn't actual like a pool, but we just took bets casually.
That's right. Okay. I was like, I thought because we don't ever typically actually like really bet anything on it. But I also don't usually participate. I just have too much knowledge. You good there, Sylvia? Whoa! Oh, the yakety sax. Yeah. We will today. Yeah.
What how much time's it been?
You guys have 15 minutes. It's only been 5 minutes. You guys
Oh
are
my god.
again. This is going to be a slightly looser build jam than we typically do because of all of the hang-ups and setups and stuff. So we're still only doing 2 rounds. I just wanted to give a little bit more time. And additionally, if there's like some things you want to do at the end, we'll talk about it. We'll address it. Like for instance, if you don't have any trees, in these buckets, Miles, and you're like, I want to be able to put some trees here. We can also still do that at the end stage and say like, we left it open because of blah blah blah. So you're good. You're fine. You're safe.
How about if I want to put trees?
I guess you could. I don't know what sewer has trees in it. New York? You just spreading lies, Marvin? New York's got trees in this. First they had alligators. Yeah. Yes. 70% pipes? Hell yeah. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. They're great. Can you fit the 1/2-inch extension in there? Oh, do you mean inside the sewer hole? Yeah. Because everything is on that inch diameter, like you would still be able to put the 1/2 inch there and it would push through. But even then, like I was saying, like you could also put a curve directly to it, and if you made it like part of an interior thing. Let's go ahead and go back to a full shot. Thank you. And we just kind of keep it there for a little bit.
Forgot how low we are on the curved sewer pieces. No.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Hey.
Just being kind and not weighing you down with more to think about. Yeah. We just enjoy the builds. Yes, of course. I do like build jams. It's representative of my mindset 15 minutes before my next D&D game. Yep. Yeah. There was probably, and I know it was noticeable, but there was probably 2 or 3 games during natural ones, Miles, where like I 15 minutes before had to be like, oh god, I gotta conceptualize this space, and like actually be able to draw it out, because there's 2 people who if I don't have some visual, they're gonna struggle.
Yeah. Aphantasia gang. Anyone out there? Aphantasia? No?
It's all good. We just Seinfeld. Yeah, the Seinfeld. We got to get it in there. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, inside the sewer hole. Yeah. Those sewer corner pillars seem to look great with Starforged pieces, and the pipes just belong there. You're exactly right. Like that was kind of one of the exciting things when the catwalk and the pipe was being originally conceived, was that while it was great for the while it was great for the sci-fi stuff we were developing, the opportunity to make pipes in general just was like, we desperately want those for every fantasy setting. We desperately want them in everything. So, and then Hamster's paint scheme, I think too, really like helps blend it with everything. Interestingly enough, you would think that like there would be some limitation mixed with a bunch of pieces, but I think the only time it ever like blends in a little too much is maybe Dungeons. But that's also just because Dungeons has like a very sort of brownish, I don't want to say bland, but it has a pretty like neutral paint scheme because it's Dungeons. If you mix it with the if you mix it with the vaulted Dungeons, it's a little bit better than just like the classic. If there is anyone new in chat who has any questions. Yes, yeah, Finley's exactly right. Any questions, please go ahead. We need a mutated 2-headed space gator with frickin' laser beams on its head. Yeah.
Laser
You know what? I'm in. Yeah, New York. They famously, the alligators are super advanced. Sewer and Starforged is just a great match. Good evening, Bender at large. I'm certain Chris would recognize. I just not here enough. Well, Finley's got a player with Aphantasia too. DF is so important. We're hitting the 10-minute mark. Builders.
What?
What if
I'm
in fact we
stressed.
aren't instead? So you're right, 15.
What if we just do this stream until like?
Okay, if you guys want an extra 5 minutes, look, I'm running the count. I am no longer a builder. I am the god of this scenario.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I probably shouldn't turn away from the mic as often as I am, but I feel like my voice carries enough that I'm good.
No, it's a thing that I haven't had a lot of, like, you know, I haven't talked about it a lot on here, but like, as someone with Aphantasia,
Yeah, so somebody clip the "I am a god" and hand it to me.
Yeah.
Go ahead and start. What were you saying, Miles?
no, it's something that I haven't had a lot of space to talk about. But like having Aphantasia like does make, you know, visualization in D&D a lot more important. So it is nice to be part of, you know, making something that helps people with the thing that my brain does to be able to play the game. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, what Robin does, my players flat out will not think with verticality unless I build it in with DF. If it's digital maps, it becomes a flat plane. Yeah, I mean, verticality in itself, if you're not doing like isometrics, right? Like I wish I was better at like an isometric dungeon drawing. Because I do love that if you're gonna use just like pen and paper or drawing on a board or whatever. I feel like that's the superior way than just flat plane like you're talking about. To if you're gonna deal with any form of verticality on your map. I am keen to know if 2 diagonal pieces back to back fit in a single 2-inch by 2-inch square. Yes.
yes,
That is the main part of the build of the diagonal wall from the alpha core set, or I guess not core set, but from Starforged line diagonal wall. It will fit in a 2-inch by 2-inch square cleanly. It is its own backfill essentially. In this set, we don't have a diagonal backfill floor, just a floor. Maybe in the future we will, but that was kind of the purpose of the diagonal and it being its own. When people ask about terrain, when you make 3D builds, it all gets used. With 2D, it's often overlooked. Yeah, you have to be careful in a 2D map, like where you're putting certain characteristics or like how much you're actually accentuating one thing over another. Yeah, I mean, it's not Aphantasia being new. It's more like it is with all things a bit more. There's more knowledge towards it, right? There is more. I don't want to say literature, but like effectively.
yeah, it's a thing that I would like talk about and bring up for most of my life, but I didn't know the word until recently.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends who like drew a lot in high school, and I always loved that, and I always like wanted to be able to draw more. And one thing that constantly came up when I was like trying to learn
Yeah.
is my ability to like have a visual memory of things like didn't line up with what they experienced or said they experienced, right? The way people could like pull up, I mean, it was in high school, so like Naruto characters and draw them perfectly. It's like, yeah, no, I just remember what this looks like, and I'm like, how? What do you mean? That's not a thing that people can do. Turns out some people can. I just wasn't one of them.
Yep. Will that diagonal will be matched in the new dungeon diagonal build I heard mentioned a while back, since the vaulted, non-vaulted ones now both have a different footprint? I cannot remember the answer to this question at this moment. I would have to. I'm basically saying I'm going to need a little bit of time to answer something like that. I'm going to have to double check the piece. I'm going to have to double check our understanding before I verify either way. Hadn't heard of Aphantasia until recently, but until recently, I also thought that picture this in your mind was just a figure of speech. So, right, yeah. Really hope we get to the domes. I feel they are going to be useful in all biomes. Domes are really cool. They are a very awesome thing that I hope we can reach as well. That's the best I can say.
Me too.
They are neat.
Not biased at all, as there's
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, that's a 5 minutes. That's a 5-minute warning.
What?
Builders.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, I mean, I could always just add an extra 5 minutes if you have. Oh my God, I can add 5 minutes if I absolutely need to. Would someone benefit from 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like 5
All right.
minutes, but
What am I getting for this 5 minutes?
Fair question.
Yeah.
Wear your hat. As soon as
No, that's not
I
going
have no
up.
problem with people wearing my hat, except for it does require me to not
Not
wear
wearing my hat. Yeah, I was like, that's a straight up
That's
no.
the issue.
Plus, my
unless you
head
bring in
is,
more.
we've been through this
hats.
before. My head is too big. I have a very large forehead. I think is what it is.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You're good. You're good. I'll put another 5 minutes on the board. How about that?
I didn't bring any trees.
You can get trees.
There we go. We went up to 10 minutes. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Pipes.
Let's see. Bit out of context, but I was wondering. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
fine. No, that was a great question, Tom Cardew. Like, to Mark too? I don't know. Sorry. About the diagonals. That's a good question. As we're aiming for a Reforged Dungeons project this year, that will certainly come into play, and that will certainly have an answer. Hopefully, I've written that down because I'm gonna need to remember that as a point of interest, or even as just like a clarification thing. So yeah, it's good. Thank you. Finley, I have a few friends that have either an inability to picture something in their minds or do not have an internal audible dialogue. Most people didn't realize it was / wasn't a thing until we all started talking about it. Yeah. The collective group think of like, oh wait, you don't picture things either, is powerful. It moves a lot. I do not have that issue. I, in fact, sometimes feel like I have the opposite. I picture too many things, where it becomes decision paralysis as an artist for me. I'm seeing too much of what I want to do, or I'm seeing too much of the thing that I want to be represented, and then as I'm drawing it, it'll change over time. It'll morph, and so I've really had to take to heart the sketch mentality. That's a lot of things that like comic book artists talk a lot about, is you can determine a lot about your page from the first 10 minutes of your drawing of it. And so that's why you got to be quick with it. You just got to, or animators as well. They're just like, if you can do this in 5 minutes and you've roughed out your entire 10 seconds of animation or whatever, that's really a bad number, by the way. I'm not trying to say that. I just mean like, if you can quickly eke out your idea and it's a skeleton frame that like you then just basically add to over time, that's better. Because you're at least keeping the core of the like inspiration. Gosh, what is this?
My God, what am I doing?
How's the team doing at Adepticon? You guys happy with the campaign so far? They're only just landing, I believe. Like they're only just getting into the city and getting all their stuff together. So I don't certain how they're doing just yet. That's always the first day is always a little rough because you're just trying to get in and checked in and get your stuff in the hotel, and they probably won't actually start setting up until tomorrow, and then we'll know a little bit more about how things are going. But are we happy with the campaign so far? Absolutely. I'm of the mindset that I appreciate everybody who's already here, and I would like to figure out a way to get more attention or get more people involved. Relatively smaller backer numbers than we're used to, but that's also because GameFound's a different system, right? At the end of the day, GameFound is a different system that utilizes a much different framework for how pledges work and how people can add everything to their cart. You guys can even pay for shipping, and you also have stretch pay. So there's a lot of factors to that I think can add some difficulty to people like finishing their pledges, because it's just slightly more complex. You're just putting more thought into it usually, as well as we're in tax season, so some people are like, I gotta get that squared out before I spend any money, and you're like,
yeah,
big old
true.
thumbs up, so I'm happy with it. Obviously, yes, we're hoping that Adepticon can get a couple more eyes, people who haven't seen it yet. Additionally, just making certain that we're giving enough information and enough ammunition for people who are like, hey, I only really have about $350 to spend. Cool, let's help you out. Let's help you figure out what a good $350 buy would be. That's the big one for me. Let's see. How are you two feeling? I should ask about the project so far, the campaign.
Oh, I was like about to build on.
We're getting there. We're pretty close.
Yeah.
It's been,
1 week. Yeah.
It's been.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun. There's, a lot of, like, for me, it's so much of leading up to this is, kind of like nose to the grindstone, get prototypes made, get everything ready, what we need for last time to shoot, that sort of thing. in a way that like means that like when the campaign actually starts, I'm a little like
Mm-hmm.
it's like my first time to kind of breathe a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's great having that time to breathe.
Yeah.
But you know, there was the chunk where like even I was on the Nemesis build stream, but I feel like I've been a little less you know, involved or like keeping knowledgeable
Yeah.
than I could have been. So
Yeah. Well, that's I mean that's also what some people are saying in general from this project is like from the team it's like, "Oh yeah, I've been trying to keep abreast of everything I could." And then there's just so many different there's just like a couple of big changes that we've been doing with this project versus the other ones that is just a bit of an adjustment. No picture. I don't see pictures, but I do see diagrams, abstractions. Sure. Speaking as a comic book artist, layouts and thumbnails get you like 80% of the way. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Robin. I just texted my wife the definition of aphantasia. Now she's convinced that's what she has. I would say less convinced and more illuminated. Probably it's the more keeping with what's just happening. But that's great. I'm glad that kind of helped out a little bit if it did.
yeah.
Between the three of you, for Starforged pieces, what team would you be on when it comes to building? If you had to pick one, team interior or team exterior? That's tough because the core pieces are both.
Yeah.
But let's consider the question in the vein of like, would you be building more interiors or exteriors predominantly? Like let's say focused, right?
I think my current bias is
Yeah.
I've the like most building I've done was for the large bundle video. And that was I did an exterior build and that was a blast. So like I'm like, oh, exteriors. But that's mostly just like what I've done more, so it's just like front of mind, the obvious answer to me.
Yeah. What about you, Toby?
I do. I think I prefer exteriors overall, but yeah, interiors. A good mix is what I really like, but I think
Yeah.
it's way towards exterior.
I think there's a twofoldness to it, right?
Yeah.
We're at the 2-minute mark.
Okay.
It's a bit twofold in that like I appreciate the opportunity to do a hybrid build a lot more than just having to do one or the other. But when I'm building, I am more interested in making. I'm more interested in what the story is for the build. And so
Yeah.
that's the difficulty. It's like there's times where the exterior in the forest is what you want. And there's other times where it's like I want to make them go through an entire elaborate rogue AI, manufacturing facility. And so that becomes a very different kind of build style.
Yeah.
And I think that's really where it comes down to me is that like I'm on team both. I'm actually on team venture is the real answer. I was thrown in by the awesome sewer build here that I lost focus on the sewers. Then I peeked and saw the cannon there and was instantly drawn. Such a great piece. Yes, cannon is great. Also, there was another comment before was about how they're using a lot of catwalks, and it's like yes, the starter exterior has a catwalk, effectively a catwalk mega inside the starter exterior. So that's why both of them are using the catwalks because they're using the both same standard Starforged bundle. And then just adding the other biomes in for compatibility. So yeah, we wanted to focus on catwalks, and this was the best way to do that. Was so that you could still have some core pieces in there as well. And this is the cheapest bundle outside of a mega pack. So this was our easy way of doing that. And again, on the diagonal thing, real quick. Our plan is we will be adjusting the non-vaulted dungeon diagonal for dungeons. Yeah, again, I don't know the end answer for the specific question. We will have an answer for that, but I don't have it right now. Sorry. Are there rules about advertising a competitor via Kickstarter messages? We have that's time, but I'll give you guys just another 30 seconds while I answer this question,
Okay.
just to do finishing touches. Basically, we don't. I don't have any specific language on it, but it's just probably bad practice. You know, we don't want to. It could be nice to utilize that, but that just kind of flies in the face of what we want to do and who we want to be. So that's more of what it is. If there is any legality issues in there too, we don't want to do that. It's just more about who we want to be, is what I would say. By the awesome build, can people see things in dreams? Depends on if they dream, man. I've definitely gotten Kickstarter updates about campaigns on GameFound and Backer Kit before. Again, right? Like I don't think legally it's a problem, but it's just not for us. I know it's been talked about for a while, but anytime in the next couple of years we could get sewers with magnets. That's a great question. I think it's yeah. Will that pipe out of the wall trick also work with the Starforged portals? Yes, the portal hole is larger than the hole in the sewer, but you're gonna have to figure out a way to hold it up if you want it to hold it up. There's like if you had it with in the interior, it's going to be fine. When you get to the exterior parts, it can be a little like you have to have the terminus and then a 1/2-inch extender underneath just to make certain you're actually getting back to the flush table. So there's a little bit of a trick to it, but it does work and you can do it. Run a few Kickstarters and I don't remember seeing anything about this, but Kickstarter has okay. They can't get the pipe all the way through, but the ends will go through. Those other campaigns were perhaps there was an unofficial, I think, sheet which let you build multiple pledges and compare the pieces you got side by side. Is there any plan for something? Oh, thanks, Finley. Yeah, there's tools on the Discord. There's also in Starforged info. I believe we've also placed some stuff on the actual GameFound page for easy access. Yeah,
Okay.
no worries. Yeah,
We are
it's
both
perfectly
done.
fine. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get looking at these builds. So I'm gonna ask my questions here because I'm gonna have to adjust the camera. So I won't be able to speak once I go over there. Basically, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at each one of them, and then you guys are gonna have a vote over which one you kind of. It's not about which one's better, okay? Intrinsically it is about which one's better, but on the surface, what we say is it's not about being better.
So we actually our job at the company actually all hinges on these.
It's in the bylaws. It's yeah.
Toby's undefeated. If he wins like 2 or 3 more, he's gonna own the company. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
I thought I was becoming God. I don't want to
No,
own the
no,
company.
no,
I want
no,
to
no,
become
no, no,
God.
No, actually,
Space God.
Tyler's a god and he's
Yeah.
lost. So maybe
Actually,
maybe
wait, yeah.
Luke's.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't want to become God. The only way you become God is by losing.
Okay.
You no longer get the right to build anymore because you've lost so much.
replaced Tyler.
You're God. You're basically Hades. You're given a punishment, but it's like the ultimate power. But you're like, all right, it's bull. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and go over to this. Basically, just kind of run through what you did and maybe explain a little bit if you have like any story idea in it. And just kind of, we're gonna try to look through it and see how we can show off some of the things. We're also gonna be looking. If you guys have any comments or questions while we're looking through it, feel free. So yeah, we're gonna go over the.
Okay. Who wants to start first? And also, this build is definitely this way
Yeah, but
oriented. Okay.
that's perfectly okay.
Cool.
We're gonna go ahead and start with you.
Oh, gee.
All right.
Okay. As I'm sure you guys knew from the get-go, I really did have a solid plan, and it was really just about executing something that I definitely knew from the beginning I was gonna be building. Didn't at all fly by the seat of my pants or anything like that.
Well, you don't have any pants.
Right, I'm not even wearing pants. Don't. This is, it's I was thinking like a swamp gas like refinery.
Ooh.
Is kind of what I was thinking. Maybe like an outpost on the outskirts of it, right? So you have this pipe here with maybe a couple of these buildings, as well as it's a little tough to see, but this thing is actually supposed to be like a little like swamp boat.
Oh, nice.
A little sci-fi swamp boat guy here. I have a satellite on it and one up here.
You want
On
to
top
put
of this thing.
a little bit if you can.
Which one?
the boat. You want to put the boat closer to the middle, like on the black,
Oh, sure.
if you can, without breaking it.
Sorry, it's out of the build now. It doesn't count.
So true, so true. So I was thinking maybe it's being remotely piloted, so I have like the satellite thing here, as well as a satellite piece on one of the structures.
I love that. So that's what? That's just like a straight wall.
Yeah, straight wall, 3 pipes
Nice.
with some. I'll pull this off because the way I did the pipes is a little interesting. I have these the
Mhm.
1/2 inch connectors here, and then these 4 inches going to the side, and this one obviously is coming out the front, just to kind of give it an interesting shape. And then I just threw some of the multi-modules in the back to maybe be, some sort of propulsion.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, even with just like one additional something here, like if you had a couple more, like a floor and 2 corners.
right. But you go
Even
like
just-
catamaran vibe
Yeah.
too. Like, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff you can do to do
I
like
love
kind of that.
modular boats.
Yeah, here you are. We finally did it, guys. Yeah, I guess I'll
Yeah,
put
you
it
just push back.
for scene setting. Yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. Obviously, I just wanted like kind of like a big pipe thing coming through. I don't want to test if this actually fits under this archway that I have back here, but conceptually it does. And then I was just making a couple of these buildings.
Those buildings are rad.
Which is it's fun. So like this obviously
I love the entrance to
I
the
thought it would be
treehouse
nice.
thing. Yeah.
'Cause the exterior doesn't
I
have
have a
the
little hard time seeing it. Do you want to move the corner?
which one? Oh, this
Yeah,
guy right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Just
Slide
because
that out.
that'll be.
Yeah, this right here. It's just 4 pieces, 3 corners and a straight wall.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, 3 corners and a straight wall, and then I just kind of did like an array of some pipes held up by a couple of pylons here, and that's just sitting on top of there. So pretty simple to get a little like a raised freestanding kind of miscellaneous
That's
type
my
thing.
favorite spell. Raise freestanding.
Yeah.
Race freestanding dead.
And I like your diagonals and your.
Yeah.
It is neat. Honestly, I had these core pieces left. I'm like, okay, I should have something to fill this space. Built a little structure, threw it together real quick.
And then your corner that you put on top of it as well.
Right. Just give it a little bit of a elevation on it
That
as
really
well.
helps.
Yeah.
And then this gun. The resin prototypes obviously being a little damaged. This guy has seen better days, so he's having trouble standing up.
It's all good. It's all
That
good.
won't be an issue in the final pieces.
No.
But
Well,
yeah. So
Unless you make it
that's
an issue.
Pretty simple. Just a little swamp outpost.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
One thing I want to point out too that you've done that's really interesting is the corners on the backside where you've put the ladder and then it goes inside from that front. Like you also have the stairs on the back leading to that pylon.
Yeah, which you can't really see.
But my thought is that one of the cool parts about 360 sculpting is that, while you want to try to show off the portal, while you want to show off like a real door, any part of those panels can technically be a door conceptually.
Yeah.
Right. So like like if you want to get to the to the conceptual stages instead of like real practical, this is a real door. You can instead just kind of say like, well, this is an access panel that you can get through and then come into the rest of the build. If you either don't quote unquote don't have enough pieces or you just want to do a different kind of build style. That's what I like about it. All right.
Cool.
That's fantastic. All right. Now we're going to come to Toby's build.
Should I try to rotate this?
No. It's fine.
Okay, because
Um,
I definitely built this with this side and front in mind because you can't see a lot of things.
then you know what? Yeah. Okay,
I mean, I built mine with
here.
this side in front of mine
I was
right
gonna
away.
say, 'cause I can take this
If we just
Your
switch
angle's
this
closer, to
Okay.
right? Oh, yeah. Perfect. Right there is going to be enough.
look at that.
Okay, cool.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So
You
Here.
start wherever you want.
yeah. So here we have a little pipe work system and sewers. You said that yours was a swamp gas refinery.
Yeah.
This is a ass gas refinery.
Ass gas refinery.
Okay. So you have the system works I have showcased earlier, but we have the pipes coming out from the wall over here, using the sewer wall that has a hole for the grate, and then they work nicely with the sewer sluices as well. So
They do. Yeah,
follow.
and that's a little
yeah.
harder to see at this angle. When we scoot it back,
Yeah.
we can show it.
I can show you a little bit here by doing this. I can't really see it, but
It's really like on this backside, right?
Yeah.
Like these pipes right here leading into that
Yeah.
sluice are nice.
yeah. Thanks. So yeah, it comes out over there and like has like a splitting system that goes up here. I made a little building here. Then I have the what's it called? I can move these.
Barricades? Or?
Well, I have the sluices, and then here I have 2 corners and 2 straight walls upside down, so that you can see the swamp water go under it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then have like a a finer thing, and somehow, and I guess it's very precious because for some reason it's armed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe this is maybe it's also just like a moistener.
Yeah. No,
it just sits there and
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how like in Dune after people die they take the spice out of them. So this is
they take the water out. Of them.
yeah.
They take the spice out of them.
Yeah, they take the spice out of them.
The double-headed alligator.
Yeah, but so yeah, I guess there's precious materials and fuel waste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have that
just,
over
or
here.
just in general, like this
Yeah.
thing is more than a gun. It has a different a different purpose.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we have that going on. Then like, I was using barricades to like make a wall to this.
Right. I mean, like, because this could even still, it could still come out, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could still build beyond this, and this is
Yeah.
just a
Little sluice entryway using the 2 modular.
Mhm.
What's called the
Multi-modules.
and pipe catwalk upside down. Over here, it's another little entrance way. It's hard to tell, but I have the whole thing going on,
so
whole
just like
wall.
Another
Yeah.
way to
The sluice is
move
going
the
up.
corner too.
Yeah,
Right. So just coming right in through.
yeah, coming right in for there. And it's fun to use the little accessories here and there. Just especially like here's the control unit, and like here's I didn't have more curves here, but you can totally use a pipe and just use the
Yeah.
2 ends of it as like a connecting point.
Well, especially when you want to go, like the curve is going to go. Like if you use the corner, it's going to be too. Here, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Like before. Oh,
Yeah.
you
Sorry.
trying to
No,
scoot it
I'm
up this way? I thought we were trying to scoot it this way.
Yeah, that way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just yeah. There. Now everything is broken because I thought we were going the opposite direction. Okay, but yeah. So
Like
yeah, so
because you get to do that. Like the curve, the corner one, is on a 2-inch curve, so it's not.
Yeah.
It would then hit. So the terminus is perfect for that, helping you get just enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's held up by the pylons, and it's the same height as a stairway. So it's like it uses both a pipe here and also a walkway.
That's great.
Yeah. Thanks.
So I'm gonna go
I
ahead.
don't know if there's anything else
and
to be
I'm going
said.
For the Arthur of gaming, looks like was asking about like building an exterior, flipping it over and working and having it be a workable interior.
Yeah.
I mean, so part of it is, how well we can do it with the prototypes is going to be fundamentally different than the actual Dwarvenite
Yep.
because it'll work better with the biscuits.
Yep.
I think a lot of it'll come down to the size you're working with. There's a size that you can easily do by yourself. There's a size that you can do it, but extra hands would be useful. But the worst case, like even if you're building a larger thing, like a larger outpost, and you want to have it go inside, if you have it essentially biscuited in segments to flip over, that's definitely something that you will be able to do in some capacity, depending on the scale you're working on.
So for everybody viewing, I guess what we should probably do is just do our vote. So if you liked,
You know how to do that?
I don't, but I'm just gonna type it in the chat, and I'll just have to. I know I could do a poll, Finley. God, I would love to. Okay, great. Thanks for the help. Okay.
Coming to the rescue again.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know anything beyond that. So basically, all I'm trying to say is, just go ahead and say Toby or Miles, and I will be able to. I'll be able to track it, and we'll from there. That's it. That's all I got.
I was idle just waiting.
That's-
Yes.
I wish I could do better. I had about this much time to prep for everything. So thank you. There's a couple of questions though that I was going to, while people are deciding on their votes, that I wanted to address real quick. Want this so bad, but gotta have magnets on the sewers. The biomes seem solid otherwise. Not sure if it even needs a proper reforge campaign. The problem is to add magnets to every sewer piece means adjusting the mold, and the mold cost is then something that we would want to do a reforge campaign about, in my opinion. I would want to do that as a way to revise those pieces. But again, as a reforge campaign, it is more about simply doing the pre-order side of it and making certain that we're confident that there's enough traction with it to actually make the mold changes.
I just want a half sluice.
Right,
Like a
and
1-inch
there's
sluice
like
inside,
I think there's like 3, maybe 4 additional pieces we've thought of for
Yeah.
a sewer system.
Yeah.
So it's definitely on our list. I don't want to say that it's not, or like we're not thinking about it. But when it comes to reforge,
when
I can't say when is the problem. It's like it's something we desperately agree with. Magnets and sewers. It's just the timing on it is really tough.
Yeah.
And,
especially
and,
with
to, and to your point,
Yeah.
oh well, if there's going to be magnets eventually, it's really cool, but I don't want to buy it. 100%. Yeah, completely get it. You know.
Yeah, because these always like stick out and the metal stops like a half inch in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the walls always like fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, it is. We do need an entirely new mold to do it, right? It's fundamentally like remanufacturing the piece. If you did get them and got thin magnets, you could add magnets to non-magnetized ones, but we're not going to sell that version to you. We're not going to sell, thrown in magnet versions. But it would be effective, just not,
Yeah.
our company selling to you. Level of quality,
Mm-hmm.
Moby. We fuse.
We have the more experienced builder doing interiors, which we've had a lot of requests for, more interior builds with sewers, which might be the most requested type of build. I wonder who's gonna come out ahead in this one.
Yeah. I wish I had done.
I like exterior, so I like.
I'm gonna need
need
to figure out how to do the poll later. Sorry everybody, but I'm gonna say Toby.
Yeah.
There was 12 for Toby. There was 6 for Miles, and there was 2, maybe 3 for Moby.
Yeah.
Which I'm not.
I didn't know
I'm
Moby
not
was
counting
Yeah.
Mobies. All right, we're
You're
not
fierce,
doing.
are you?
there-
Oh man.
We gotta get the fusion earrings.
Yeah.
I'm not doing.
That'd be cool.
We're not doing that. That's not how this works. It's never worked in my benefit when we did it. So no.
Oh, never worked in your benefit, huh? What is it to you, God?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. No, it's all good, Finley. I'll be able to look it up. I appreciate it. It was a tie, but Toby got +10 because of his kitty portrait on Game Found. Yeah. Because you have Dunk in your.
I do?
Don't you?
Probably.
It's the Dunk photo. I think it's the one.
Is it the one with a wizard hat?
No,
Or
I
Dunk
think
is
it's.
a
I think it's him. I think it's when you're holding Dunk. I think.
Probably. I forgot what my game.
I don't know what it is either. But there's apparently a cat in your photo, so I'm like, it's got to be Dunk. Like it's most likely. Yes, is what the answer is. I'm assuming. I think the sewer build looks like a cool boss encounter where the adventurers enter the heart of the big bad's lair, fires with a laser from above. Yeah, more like first line of defense for an encounter, and bonus points for the boat.
Yeah.
We unfortunately bonus points do not count. We do not have any bonus point system. I'm sorry.
Fair.
So that's gonna be Toby. So way to go, Toby. And let's go ahead and clear the boards so we can get to the next one. And it's already 4:00. Jeez.
Grab.
You need 4 straight walls.
Your straight walls need to stay. The rest of the pieces.
Yeah.
can go.
And just throw it off. Don't worry, it's not
where
Dwarven.
is the-
Yes. I want to change
I
the
put it. I put it up there.
I want to change the shirt on the back so it says like, "Worry, it's not Dwarvenite yet."
Right. Yeah. For the stream
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, because I like
Can
the
we
shirt. It
build
just
some
says
Space
that on the
Bros?
back.
You know what? That was actually going to be the next thing I was going to ask. Actually, was what
Say 4?
things they're going to be able to choose from on the next flip, or basically,
Which
since
is the
Toby
one.
won, he gets to choose.
Oh wait,
Oh,
We're side
okay.
by side.
I didn't see the sides. My bad.
no worries.
Just gonna wait.
Where's,
No, it's all good. I just don't want to have 1,000 words flying at them. Yeah. So we are going to ask, what would you guys like to see? We're going to be doing the interior bundle this time. So there will be more core pieces. There will not be any catwalks in the interior, the starter interior. So if there is anything that you would like to see, I'll keep track of it for right now, and then we'll kind of like see which ones are probably. I'm seeing Burrows twice, one from Letitia, and
Burrows was another requested.
yeah, and it was
compatibility
a higher
build,
request one, so we'll count Burrows for sure. I think that was one that we'll probably be end up showing off anyway. We'll try to do like a more robust build or whatever, but we maybe even do it as a larger one or something, but still. Underdoom elevation. Okay. Ice caves. I'm seeing some caverns
any
here.
specific thing, or just going in?
No, the Starforged stuff can just go in here
Okay.
because they don't need to remain separated after. This.
Moby should be the giveaway word. That's a good question. I did not get any language on giveaways today. Ugh. That's
Everyone just leaves. Okay.
Yeah, I would understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh yeah, Dragos. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well,
It's just very funny.
Wait, what? Oh,
got
yeah,
inside
yeah.
jokes with the chat.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can't see
yeah,
now.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, sorry guys.
We're here working away while we're joking with chat.
It's God privileges. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
How many times I've said I am God today?
Yeah.
Comes with perks. Like not knowing what I'm doing.
Where am I not knowing what I'm doing for this?
Yeah. Oh. I'm just gonna need to
Okay.
message real quick because they will
your stuff
be.
with pieces out.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I'll be less precious about this right now.
Oh, thank you,
I just
Letitia.
Put the sewer the swamp there. We don't have time to sort it.
Yeah.
Sort it when we're done.
I don't
I'm
really have
getting
a big
the
open space
giveaway set
over
up. Thank
there.
you very much, Letitia, for your help.
Almost empty one. I'll
Um,
just do that.
And tomorrow will be better, and Thursday and Friday will be better. We'll just continuously get
over here.
better over time. Because these shows have never had any technical difficulties, right? Beep 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 beep.
Right.
So I'm seeing a lot of caverns in terms of I should say. I'm seeing a nice amount of caverns, and I'm also seeing a couple of lines of castles. So a royal stronghold for sure.
I do want to do a compatibility castle build, so that'll probably come at some point. I can
Right.
imagine like a like mad scientist castle build.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is the in keyword? Am I time to do a giveaway?
Looks like fun mountain organizing them.
Oh, getting a head start, huh?
Yeah.
I don't see.
Cheating.
Shoot.
Everyone's cheating but me.
Oh, I win every build jam. That's you. That's you.
Reset eligibility. Not seeing.
Thought of a bit I wanted to reference, but it's way too obscure. Because it's a reference to a bit that me and Chris did for someone else's YouTube video
Uh-huh.
of Smash Brothers. Like no one on Earth has seen. Like no one in our audience has seen this video.
There's no one on Earth has played Smash Brothers.
No one on Earth has ever played Smash Brothers. And you can take that to the bank.
I don't know. I've only played Super Bash Sisters.
Super Bash Sisters.
Moment here.
Peach from Peach Showtime's in that one.
I am just having a difficulty finding where to put the keyword. But once I find that place, we will do a giveaway today still. It'll be a $100 gift card, which is what we typically do for these, I believe. Right? Yep.
You're checking with the audience. They're all like, I think it's actually 1,000.
Well, that's what that was Dragos' argument. He's like, I think it was $500. It's like, oh yeah, you're right, Dragos. Yeah, of course. Giveaway type in the middle of the screen. Choose keyword. Not seeing middle of the screen is the problem. There we go. It was just still set to the other one. We're good. We're like feeling it today.
Hey, we're cooking with gasoline over there.
Oh yeah, man.
Right.
So the keyword, I will let you know when to do it. Keyword will be Moby. Moby will be the keyword. It'll be a capital M, but then all lower. Or I guess you know what? Let's just all cap it. I don't think it's case sensitive, but yeah.
I just keep thinking of the line, that dude looks like Moby from Community.
Right.
What? I haven't seen that one. That episode.
They're usually $50. Guys, I am so sorry. I cannot exactly say what it's going to be at this moment because I am confused and delirious. So it will be a gift card, is all I can say. I think it's supposed to be either 50 or 100. I do. It's in the GF updates. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your kindness. $50 gift card. This $50 gift card can be used in our web store. It can also be used in our Pledge Manager phase for the current project. Currently, there's no way for us to include it with your initial order, as I understand.
So we're not, Mike.
I believe there's something about that that's being talked about. That's the best I can say at this moment. It is a gift card either for the web store or for the Pledge Manager of the current project. $50.
This is where my experience comes. You have more experience building. I have more experience organizing these pieces specifically.
As soon as you guys...
If we had a more organized pieces jam, I'd be crushing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think
as soon
that's
as-
next week. I think we're doing... You can skip that one. It's going to be rough.
Yeah. I think as
There's an order to this chaos.
if we're
I know where
pretty
each piece
close,
are.
I'll go ahead and roll the giveaway soon. As soon as you guys actually have all the pieces on the table.
We're orged.
All right.
Or we're dumped at least.
We're dumped.
Move that, I guess. 'cause
All right.
it was like right in the middle.
Probably won't know until next week if credit can be added prior to the Pledge Manager
Yeah.
phase. That's what I mean. I was fairly
Should've been
certain that's what I was
tiles.
seeing.
If it was TYLES, then we almost have all. Then we have all three of us.
No, because
I
Tyler's
have-
already that. Wait, no.
I mean, yeah, you just gotta. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You could say toilers.
Yeah.
Y'all work on it. Our
Our
three-way
thruple name?
fusion name.
Yeah.
That's y'all's job.
All right. All right.
Tylo
Right, so wait,
Biles.
do we know
Tylo
what rounds
Biles.
we're gonna be
Yeah.
doing?
Currently we have Burrows, and I was going to leave the final decision to after the giveaway
Okay.
for the second one. But the second one's going to be between, I think the things we had the most were caverns and castles. So we're going to choose between one of those.
Castles is not easy to build with on stream.
Yeah,
It's really not.
tough on the fly, and
I mean, I
I'm
don't
leaving
mind,
it to the two of you, so you know we'll
I can
we'll have a second.
do it if people want to see castles. Yeah.
Again, we had a little bit more on caverns than castles, but those were the two that were like repeated. I think it's fine for us
Rose
to do castles
build.
as a separate
I think,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like doing a castle off stream so we can show it a little better, I think is smarter. But
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll the giveaway.
rolling.
Giveaway word was Moby. And the Arthur of Gaming, you have won $50.
Right.
A $50 gift card, I should say. Not $50, but a $50 gift card. I will private message you about making that happen. Again, also give me maybe a little bit of patience. I'm going to try to check in with Chris today about getting that to you and cataloging information. Letitia's on this chat. We got Finley on this chat as well. I know they'll keep me honest. They'll keep me on top of it, and they'll help Chris fulfill that. So we'll try to make certain that gets out to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. I'm going to private message you now. So your two choices. Your two choices are castles or caverns. I'm going to open it up to the builders.
That was burrows or for the second.
For the
option.
second option between the two of you, which one are you guys thinking would be more worth it?
I don't want to do castles. So I guess you could say, yeah, let's pick castles, win the coin toss, and push it on me, and then I'm.
I don't need to do that.
But you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
I
want to do castle build eventually, but it doesn't need to be here. Plus, I want to do it like more thought out. So I think caverns.
caverns.
Yeah.
Cool. I think it'll be better on the
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
Cooler.
All right, caverns it will be. I gotta move on from that for real quick. Okay, so Toby, as you are the person who won the first, you get to decide which one you want to build with. Or you can choose which one Miles has to build with.
I mean,
If you want to look at it a different logic.
but I guess I'll try Burrow just because I haven't built with that in a while.
Sure.
I have no idea how it's going to go, so it might go
Yeah.
disastrously.
Me not showing visible relief. Feeling visible relief. I've also never built with burrows before. So.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Go grab the pieces that you need.
All right.
Just watch out for the camera and all the other cords while you're doing it. So go ahead and go. And then we'll start the timer when you guys actually come back.
We're live, so they can still hear us.
Yeah, they can. So just watch out when you're talking. I might have to talk.
Tyler's
Nice Toby, good call. I think you can pull off a pretty cool dwarven castle. Absolutely. Like there is definitely room for a castle and Starforged build. Hybrid build.
The risk I took was
especially.
calculated. Man, I'm bad at math.
One
That's
thing
my
that's
favorite
going to be
word ever.
tricky is biscuits versus the way that castle's general construction works. It might work better with like square castles, for instance. Round castles, I can see that being a little bit tougher. You have like ways to get back to square with round towers, but it's just a little bit more work. Additionally, on stream,
Well, at least
in
this
these kinds of
matches my
scenarios,
round
castles
table.
is in equal parts to a biscuit system. Takes a lot of effort, and so I think that's one issue is that like it can easily eat up a lot of time just to set up one tower. That it's not always conducive to something like this. But like Toby said, we're already going to try to make another little photo happen. You're good.
Yeah. I just want to say.
Hi.
Yeah.
They can
Hi,
hear
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I also want to do another, I guess, a sewer build just because they want to take a better picture of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
be doing a lot of compatibility
Well,
builds.
yeah,
and-
that's
yeah.
our. We still
Yeah.
have plenty to cover, and your build is already rad
Yeah.
in terms of a more free build sewer with an existing Starforged set.
Thank you. But yeah, I also want to do sample builds after
Yeah.
compatibility, so you guys look out for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'll probably be next week or something.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is there talk of a 1x1 heavy set? These pieces are
Can you
awesome and are
help
always used in the
anything,
demo builds and numbers. Are you talking in
Yeah.
the multi-module?
I My
when
thing would just
you're
literally
mentioning one by
bucket,
one,
so-
13th Warlock.
If I knew what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Because probably not specifically heavy one by one. No. They are present in core sets. They're present in both accessory packs. They're going to be in the barracks pack. Like, it's a piece that has it like in enough places already that to make one by itself, I don't see the value in it. There's an inherent value of, boy, they're pretty useful. I would love to have 13 of them or whatever, but they're already so ubiquitous in the system that it ends up being superfluous. It's like, okay, then we should just remove it from all the other packs. We should have, right? Like it ends up feeling that way to me. And I really want to put its use its use should be with the other pieces, not just by itself. That's why it's in the advanced core. That's why it's in the core mega. That's why it's in the bunkers. I believe the bunker mega. I don't know if it's not in the no, it is in the regular bunker. And then it's in the 2 accessory packs. It's going to be in the barracks pack. It's everywhere. Maybe it's even in a cache. I don't know. That's the perfect time to look away, isn't it? When you say something weird. Just trying to get one thing going here. Is it? Where are you? Today it will be up on the GameFound. After the stream, I'm going to go ahead and go and set it live and publish it. Yeah, just a lot of things kind of in a row prevented me from doing it yesterday and over the weekend even. Partners at GDC, so she's just I got cats to take care of at home, and then we have everybody going to Adepticon, and then a couple other things in my life, my personal life that I had to take care of. So it was a lot. And technically somebody else could have said it live, but I think I had said I would do it, so it was kind of on me. All right. Should be good, right?
I think I'm. Yeah. I think I'm.
1 second. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to be able to find that piece, so
What were you looking for?
the dungeon floor that has a burrow hole.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's in the did you check the accessories bins?
Oh,
The
no.
very useful bins? I think it's in there.
Okay. Well, if I need it, I'll grab it.
Okay. I'll probably just do that over Discord. Affiliate has been a week. Yes. All right, let's get going because it is 4:20.
Okay. Wait,
Nice. Nailed it. Oh, a minute early by our clock. Dang it.
Yeah, well.
Tyler misled me.
No, it says 4:20 on my phone. So.
Oh, okay. The computer. That's
Okay,
wrong.
so
Yeah, it's the computer that's wrong.
we're good to start building?
I will
Or-
give you just one more second, and we're going to go ahead and do another 25 minutes. And go.
All right.
Letitia, I hope your dentist appointment went good today. As you can tell, I am not making mine. Any
needs
idea?
teeth?
Yeah, I answered that. Makes sense. They are just so useful. Wall, scatter, building anything odd. They are just the best. Absolutely, Warlock. Like, it's not about. It really isn't about the piece. It's more just about, because it's so useful, we ended up putting it in so many places so that by the end, if you're getting core sets, if you're getting the things that are kind of like building out more of the system, you're still getting that very useful thing. And when Eli thought of making it substitute as a 1x1 freestanding wall, that also opened up a lot of possibilities too. It makes me look at some of the older systems like Dungeons and say, would this have benefited from being a freestanding freestanding 1x1, or is this still a thing that works better for this system to be a whole floor in there as well? Because I recall the 1x1 floors are still at the same line as the 2x2s and stuff. So a lot of there's things going on all the time. That's why my hair's like this. That's why it goes. It's very Frankenstein. Ooh, you've already elevated, I see.
Oh, nice.
Go ahead and switch over to the sniper.
Sniper view.
Don't worry, we understand you were all really busy with everything going on. Yeah, it's like normal campaign busy, and then on top of that, life busy. So that was fun. Just make a castle with all the walls reinforced with barricade walls. If we had enough barricades still left over. I think I should also mention, both of these bundles, currently Toby and Miles are missing a few pieces from each of them because of Adepticon builds. So, like, for instance, the last one, they only had 11 barricades instead of 12. And they had 4 pylons instead of 5. So there's a few things, or like 1 ramp versus the 2 ramps that are actually in the starter bundle. So there's a few things that are missing from this, but we made sure we had all the core pieces, and we made sure that we had a good chunk of every accessory so you can still actually, like, look at everything. Is the first time you won? Really? Oh, maybe I shouldn't shout in the mic when I do that. That's a good idea.
That's funny. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah.
They're loving it. Sorry.
Wasn't that part of the crease set and a stretch goal and caverns?
Space overrated.
I believe so. Yeah, that's all true. That is all true about that piece. Pretty sure. The dungeon wall that is broken open passage into. Oh no, Toby, you were talking about that 2x2 floor, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not the breached wall, not the 2x4, but just the small 2x2. There is a piece like that. I don't believe that was a stretch goal. I can't remember though. Must be a crazy couple of weeks for all of you. Yeah. You're doing a new project and you're going to a convention. Yeah. Whew. Prototype terrain trays with the new art. We have graphics done. We have some prototypes, yes. Try not to use them just now just because it was just trying to get everything set up. I can show them off tomorrow at OTA. Happy to. I thought Nate showed the prototypes that we already had off, but if he hasn't, I'm happy to do so. We don't ever get printed prototypes from like the factory, like the fabric. We don't get those until much later in the process. If we started the terrain trays earlier, we would probably have real fabric samples by the time we actually do the campaigns, but it's not always in the cards. And also in prototype land, we're also trying to make certain that we're getting to final designs before we send it to the factory as everything. So I hope that answered some of it, Merc. Howdy. Does anybody else want to say howdy?
Howdy, y'all.
All right.
Sorry.
There you go.
Did you apologize for saying howdy, y'all?
Yeah.
It's
It's not very yeehaw.
You're like, I don't know. That's a 20 minutes. That's, I don't know if I'm supposed to say howdy. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm allowed. Man.
There's a time and place.
I
Howdy
have
is for everybody.
I have seen some people gatekeep y'all.
No.
And I'm
Y'all
like-
is also for everybody.
I don't know, man. Like, it was the thing where it was like, because I'm from Portland, I'm from Seattle, and so people were doing it there, and they're like, really, y'all? And I'm like, look, it's fine. Y'all it's broad. Everybody can do it. I don't certainly, but like,
Why not?
it's just
What's wrong
look,
with
Toby. I
y'all?
don't want to say that I'm better than most people, but
All right. That's above you. You just called yourself God.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's pushing it too far, Toby. Y'all gotta chill out on that. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Y'all is for y'all. Absolutely. All y'all can say y'all. Well, this is a nice little echo chamber we're in. I like it. Nothing better than a uses and use. Yusses? Is that yusses,
I hate
Letitia?
yeses. No, you can do it, but I don't like it.
Uses? Is it uses and use? Or yusses and yus? I don't. Oh, y'all for all. Uses. Okay. Yeah, all right. Use guys? Is that what you're. Yeah. This feels like a fever dream.
Sure.
I didn't break anything. I
It
promise.
didn't sound like it.
Because I totally didn't.
All right. Y'all for y'all. Yeah. Feels weird to use it y'all as a Canadian, but I've started to use it in some cases as a clear plural second person pronoun. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the other thing is that there's some opting from other people that like it feels better. It feels blanketed in a way that is more I don't know, just like open. I guess I'm trying to say maybe not open is not the right word, but I just mean like it's more the positive. Like y'all definitely seems more of a positive than anything else. But a group of people. Hey, you all of you
You
in this
talking
one.
to me?
Yeah, all of you in this one group right here. All y'all.
Y'all.
There's, it's nice, neutral. After the campaign, you could continue with build-offs on streams, Dwarven Forge Battle Royale between employees at a spinning wheel for random biome sets. Builders
I've
have to
been
build it.
wanting to do that.
We've been talking about like it was
Yeah.
the intention of the build jams was like,
I just
hey,
want
maybe
to
we
beat
could
everyone
do.
up. Sorry.
Go ahead. You just want to what?
Beat everyone up. Yeah.
You said up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad you said up.
No.
So yeah.
The white stick? Do you know where it went around? Got it.
Cheating. I'm kidding.
But yeah, build jams have always been like a fun thing, and it's always been a boy. It really would be awesome to do these more often. I think we kind of get caught up in a lot of the rigmarole of every day, right? We unfortunately do get trapped by not only the work we do, but also, we also all have personal lives that we have to get back to. And so even doing one extra stream a month can be taxing when you also have to be sculpting or developing or shipping, or when we have to be filming things every day throughout the week. And so we have to leave builds up on the tables so that way we don't mess around with the lights. Because that's another big thing about this production room is that this is a room where when we're in a project, this is their space. Like this is video team space. This is media space that absolutely is 100% necessary. And so we, everybody else in the office has to do their best to make certain that they're conscientious of that. With all the extra things that we do think are fun, and media team also thinks are fun. They just also have their work to do. So it's like it's a mixed bag. Where like when we're in slower periods, it would be fun to do more of that, and it's just sometimes hard to remember that when we're in those slow stages because we're constantly thinking about the next thing. So we can't always do what's fun right in that moment. Yeah, maybe not to get too real about it, but like that's. This is the difference between Chris and I think. Where I'm like, oh yeah, everything is fantastic. But Chris will keep it he'll keep it 100 all the time. I lived in Texas for if you feel like you're not southern enough, have a glass of iced tea. Sweet iced tea. I had Toby and I for lunch today had 2 sweet of tea, and it bothered me to no end.
Yeah. We got our hibiscus tea, and then we were both expecting it to be
like smooth. I've had hibiscus tea where it's like, that's refreshing, and not like, I just
Hibiscus
drank.
is a weird thing for sweet tea.
It's very odd. It's not. It's not good. I wouldn't recommend it.
As a kid, I liked sweet tea, but like at one point, I just automatically just stopped liking sweet tea.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Lived in Texas for 10 years and y'all never felt right to me when I tried to say it. I get it. I understand you. And I agree. I did not live in Texas for 10 years, but my stepmom is from Texas. So there's a lot of that going on.
Fun mild anecdote.
Mm.
So for the
He's
first,
got cowboy boots on right now. That's what his
this
anecdote.
is true. No, the first I don't know, 6-7 years of my life, like all of the music I heard was the radio, and my mom always picked what was on the station. And so it was nearly exclusively country. So when I was younger, I'm from Minnesota. I had this accent, but whenever I sang, I would have a southern twang because in my brain, that's what singing sounded like, which is very, very odd and very silly for a tiny Minnesotan child.
Tiny Minnesotan child.
Yes.
Is my favorite sentence I think you've ever said.
Sure.
Had a compatibility request for some point later on. Love to see how the barricades look along the top of castle walls. Could be cool for Sci-Fi Fortress. We'll make a note.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
If we get to do a castle build, we will
I'm also bad with
ramparts. One of the difficulties of putting the barricades in that spot specifically that you're talking about is going to be how to attach them. Currently, the barricades utilize the biscuit, and so it may be difficult to make that happen without having to then also use other Starforged pieces on top of it, or at least other things that could have biscuit attachments. A line of floors or something like that might be necessary, which on top of your square towers could be fine, especially when we have the additional platform, right? The things that are on there. Yeah, it wouldn't be able to like be in conjunction with the crenellations, for example, because the crenellations are built right into the floor. Yeah. Oh, floors of piping. Yeah. If you did something like that, absolutely. So yeah, we'll see if we can make that happen. Anyone who's worried about gatekeeping the term y'all shouldn't be saying y'all to begin with. Yes. Thank you, Finley. Thank you, Arthur of Gaming. Whispering was not happening for me. I appreciate it. Gotta get a Cowboy Bebop build for y'all space cowboys out there. Yes. I think it's not a lot of set pieces in Cowboy that's not the Bebop or and there's the like gang, the gang that the Spike used to be a part of. You could do their like big old facility at the end, but not too many. Congrats on breaking 400. Thank you. Yeah, we are currently at. I wonder if I can actually bring that up real quick. Let's see. What are we rocking? $408, which is fantastic.
Well, nice.
408 within the first week. I'm happy about that. Yet again, to answer a previous question from way long ago. 10 minutes.
Ow! I did nothing. Oh my
Have you
god.
considered?
Have you considered it's been 15 minutes?
I've
Doesn't
considered.
sound right.
Yeah.
Me lie. I don't know.
I've considered the fact that I haven't touched burrows since Dungeon of Doom.
Okay. It's a lie, but okay.
What?
I've seen you touch them.
Build with them? Have I?
Different answer.
He's
I'm being-
genius twisting your words.
Yeah, I'm getting pedantic. I guess what's the most pedantic creature in all of mythical literature? The genie. Well, you said you wanted your face to be seen all around the world, so I stretched it.
Yeah.
Like a, twisted metal 2 nightmare fuel. put on some ska because Toby needs to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah,
Love that. Love that.
You know what?
And his name is John C.
I'm sorry if that's too loud. All right, we'll stop it. That was enough. And Letitia, to be clear, that wasn't for Toby. That was for you. That was good. You guys got anything you're excited about tonight? Just about your day, just regularly. That's me asking. By the way.
I'm
the two of you.
going to concert later.
Oh, what concert?
My friend invited me to a ministry. I never heard of them before, but they're like.
See you later, Arthur. We will get in touch further. I thank you, Finley, for helping out, and we will just make certain that the gift card gets to you. So you can go ahead. Sorry, I just.
Oh yeah, concert is a band called Ministry. It's like apparently a metal EDM electronic, and that's all. I've never heard of it before, so my friend invited me.
Yeah, sorry, headphone users. I should have turned it down and I didn't. That was my bad. Personal gift. Need double high stained glass walls in Hightown for Spike to fall through in slow motion. Yes. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop.
He said.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the
I wasn't
cowboy-
laughing at that, but
No, it sounded like you were.
yeah, I put the burrow piece down, and all the magnets just fell off. There's like 3 magnets. Just
Oh, that's so good. The glue is old.
KS 4.
I mean, that's KS5.
Yeah. Oh, it was in here. The burrow.
2x2?
Looking for?
Yeah.
Nice.
Should have hit it better.
Wow. Okay.
Lol.
We're playing like that, huh?
Lol.
Just jumping on and say hello. Hello. We did not show cult scaffolding with the pipes. But again, compatibility will be coming soon for that. Mainly the problem is with the cult stuff is that we only have the old prototypes, or we have our unpainted test shots that we've received. So like we're not really going to be able to do a good build necessarily. It'll be prototypical at the end of the day. So we're just trying to make certain that like what we present is worth the effort. But we do want to show it with Colt because like exactly what you're saying. Like we want to make certain that we can show you that it works, that it all lines up, that like there is something interesting to build here. Yeah. The proverbial, I want one of each sculpt, please. Which we have a formula. There's been a formula out there for that too. Great Firefly Vibe. Yeah. I mean, a huge portion of the initial Starforged thoughts and going into the development, which we'll kind of cover tomorrow. Not tomorrow. We'll kind of cover on Thursday, I think. Was the idea of like lived-in sci-fi. 5 minutes.
Nope.
Lived-in sci-fi, right?
Not 5 minutes. 15 million. I need time.
Do you want to go to your concert tonight?
I don't need it. I'd rather.
Like the dedication.
but lived-in sci-fi was much more the vibe. So it could definitely end up building the Firefly or that kind of style of ship for sure. Especially when you mix it with Colt. It'd be a little odd maybe to put wood with this stuff. And again, one thing that's always going to be a little tough is that they are similar sizings in that Colt has 4-inch floors or 2-inch floors or 2x4s, right? And then is only 11 millimeters tall height-wise for the floor height, whereas Starforged is a full half inch, so that's 12.7 millimeters. So a whole millimeter and a half, and then some above a wood floor. So once or twice, that's not going to be a bad. But like if you try to build a whole 3-foot build, that might put you off a little bit in some areas. But maybe if you can line it up right, you'll actually get it a little bit better. But the big one being that's just in the height, right? Like it's just meaning that like sometimes your height's going to be just like a little off, but the general layout size is going to be better. So you guys made this product. I get it. I get it. I mean, lived in sci-fi is also I think the more popular. I think people gravitate towards the Star Wars more than the Star Trek when they want to play something. I'm not saying that there's not like a million Trekkies. I am one, but just I think when you're playing a game, Star Wars also has and Firefly has the kind of feeling of like The Expanse is closer to what real like it's closer to what real space travel should be, whereas Firefly and Star Wars is like, wouldn't it be awesome if it just worked like a, I don't know, fighter jet? And it's like, yeah, I guess that would be kind of cool. You're right. But Star Trucker or Space Trucker?
Star Trucker.
Okay.
It's good time.
Man, there is a game on Steam that I am so excited for. It is just trucking through space, man. And you have a giant semi truck that is a spaceship, and you get to float around it. You can repair it. You have to change your oxygen tanks. You have to go and you have to take carts. You have to take giant containers full of stuff, and you got to take them somewhere else. And you got to deliver them. And there's space highways. It's rad. It's everything I want. Everything I want in a relaxed game.
It's a lot of fun.
This is so good. A pick on Discord of scaffolding on a pipe. I know I am. I know I posted that one of the pipe within the floors, but I can also do a pic of that in the scaffolding too. You know, even just a basic picture of like here they are attached to each other. Again, because they're the same sizes, like all the biscuits are lining up, everything is going to be fine. And additionally, the 1-inch, slight bubble out from the catwalks on the piping side is still going to be fine. Like it's still going to be good. The only time that ever really is going to pose too much, maybe pose an issue, is if it's on the table next to a floor or something like that. But that's very, very minor, even on top of that. Have any need for Sci-4, so it's shoehorned at this point. I get it. Yeah. I mean, that's something else that we've been talking about predominantly is, most people are playing fantasy when they're playing with terrain at all. How do we make a set that is rigidly, like it does have sci-fi? Rather, it works for sci-fi, but is there other uses? And that's why like the pipes came about. There's a lot of other systems that we had like kind of concepted at the beginning of the process that I think can also blend between the two. But also, Starfinder second edition's coming out, and it's Pathfinder but in space, and I'm kind of excited for that. I'm excited for the potential that like people are going to end up doing more sci-fi than they thought they would. All right, that is the time. I'm going to give you one last minute to put final touches on everything. Oh, Orion, you don't need to make the game. It exists on Steam. Space, it's like Star Trucker or Space Trucker. It is Star Trucker. Okay. Yeah, it exists. And it's awesome. And there's a demo. Free demo. It's fantastic. I like that Toby's building an actual alien ant farm. Right.
That's awesome, man.
Or the more fantasy set in futuristic settings. Sure. Really want to create a board game using Starforged along the lines of FTL or Catastronauts. Yeah. there's room for it. I mean, again, like even within the Nemesis build, like the Nemesis gameplay is going to be way different than needing the terrain, and that's kind of what I've addressed before too. Is like I I love building for build's sakes, but like I do. It's why I always lose the build jams because I'm more focused on like why am I building this? Why would this be here? And it's like that's not helpful for a 15-minute build. You need to like get going. So yeah. Does the extra floor depth in Starforged make it harder to biscuit to cold floors? No, no. The biscuits will still line up. They'll just be slightly different. Again, it'll just be right. Like they'll line up here, but there'll be like a slight lip. Very very minor. I'm thinking of painting them base wood and pretending it's a narrow floor. Yeah, I get that. Is there a giveaway, by the way? Oh yeah, apologies. Yes, it did happen earlier. Definitely see myself using all this stuff in fantasy too. I love burrows with these. Is there a diagonal floor coming? I feel like I've seen one in the. There is no diagonal floor for the Starforged sets. The diagonal wall is its own backfill, so we did not create a diagonal floor. I got to call. What'd you get, Letitia? I got a game called Dirge on Steam that I'm enjoying. You're a fisherman in the ocean. Oh, Dirge! Yes, yes, that's very fun. Yeah. I was gonna say you just like slack Letitia later.
Yeah.
Oh, you showing off? You were showing off the
diagonal.
Well, when you go look, we'll show it off there. So we're all set over here. 13th Warlock. We'll kind of show you how that diagonal thing works while we get over there. Joining it for yeah. What would be different with Burrows if it had biscuits? What would be different would be compatibility with other things that have biscuits. Like the way everything attaches is with the CBS pegs, and like that's the size of peg that it uses to attach everything. Not much would change, I would say, outside of again. Rather, it's not that much would change. It's like the thing that would change is it would have then compatibility with all the other biscuits. Other than that, like the way it interconnects with itself wouldn't really have to change, I think. That's based on no research, by the way. That's just what I know about those pieces and how they work and just kind of gestating on the question. All right. This time we're going to start with Toby.
Okay. Hi. This is so yeah,
Sit with a sniper. There we go. Yep. Check for the front side. And we want to go a little bit.
yeah, perfect. So yeah, the vision for this one was like underground bunker, I guess. Originally I was thinking it was like under that people built to protect themselves from the invading in this case Kree.
Yeah.
But turns out the Krees are sophisticated enough in technology.
Yeah, you know what? They deserve it.
Or maybe it was built before and the Krees took over, and then they gained the smarts to use the technology. Basically, I like the burrows.
Leading into the portal is really nice, right? Like that is helpful.
Taken here. Or not.
Yeah, those ones are just a little tight.
Yeah, so they
Prototypical.
yeah, and then from there's a lot of burrow maze going on. Using the bunker or piece upside down to make a elevated bunker area. They can get in it by using it like one of the trap spiders. I'll just do it like this.
Yeah. Oh, they can barely hear you if you want to talk a little loud.
Oh.
Yeah, just
okay.
careful. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
This should.
Okay.
It's
Cool. So yeah, basically a little bunker with maze thing going on. Out here, it connects to here. I have a little bit of interior property using, not proper, but since
Yeah.
the interior bundle. I'm using it a little bit for interior.
Mhm.
Then I use a bunch of the trapdoor floors with trapdoors to make kind of like a
Great.
grid ceiling type of thing going on. So you can see the bottom of it and the top. Then
It's
from there-
very cool. It has like I-beam
yeah.
tendency, like it looks like internal structure. And that's also really cool because you biscuited all of those trapdoors, right?
Yep.
So all those trapdoor floors are biscuited together, giving it
Yeah.
kind of a roofing, quote unquote, feel, or even just, hey, this is now a walkway
Yeah.
that characters can then move through, or like maybe it's rough terrain. It's a balance thing. It's an acrobatics thing. That's
Yeah.
great. I don't think we've ever seen something like that.
I just had so many extra. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna cover.
But
the
that's
top
all, I
of
just
it.
mean like that's
Yeah.
something that like I hadn't thought of until you're showing it off here.
That's what I love about this system. There's so many things that we don't even. None of us had like thought of, and someone built something here, and it was like, oh my god, this piece can be used this way. We're learning something every day about these pieces.
Yeah.
Later, that's going on, and the burrow ramps go up here to connect to the top level of this with control panel with Mr. Turbo over there. He's kind of
And you know what? Yeah, I love his little claws.
And then from the top of the grading system, it goes. There's a bridge. Yeah, that
No, you're good.
bridge that goes to the top of the first bunker. And I, you know, did something here with
Louder.
Yeah, just gotta speak up.
and then over here I did a little something with the stilts just because it was there. I wish I had the gun, but the gun doesn't come on the start.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little protection.
This is a
Power gas.
fantastic build, by the way, and I also love just in general how you still made verticality happen, right? Like verticality is still super present in this. Again, all the trapdoor stuff I think is really neat. All of that trapdoor, that backside, I'm really into.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and scoot that so that we can go ahead and talk about Miles, and then we'll start closing out the stream. And you can even take a photo of that if you want. Okay, Miles.
Yeah, again, kind of went in a little blind here. I did want, I had two kind of ideas in my head, and then it didn't really do one or the other.
Yeah.
I think is it like maybe a crash landed ship or like an underground like bunker built amongst a cave. I think it's more the second. But yeah, really, I just kind of wanted to play with elevation stuff and do more of an interior because I did an exterior last time. Got some stuff, you know. I'm using the wire panel here because you can see through it. Honestly, I just like this one aesthetically. And part of me likes the idea of like it's an underground bunker, but like built out of a ship that crashed. So like they're just using the parts here and there to like kind of fortify itself. I got like an entrance straight from the cave, as well as like this could all be entry into another kind of area off to the left. As you can see, it just kind of goes here. Yeah, I'd used some of the stilts from caverns to bring up this full terrain tray, and then this back row is all built at the 1.5 inch higher, using a couple upside down wall pieces to hold it up, this cavern piece, and then a couple of the inside corners just to support it.
Oh, it is. Letitia's saying, have you ever seen the OA? It's getting that kind of vibe.
I have not.
Hammers was in that.
Really? Okay.
Like one of the last episodes, yeah. But
Alright.
yeah, the OA is a good one.
Yeah, no, and I kind of built all this stuff out, and then was like, what do I do? So I threw together some of these narrow walls for a little walkway that kind of connects the two areas.
You mean the 1x2s?
Yeah, the 1x2s. And then lastly, I had a bunch of these panels left.
Yeah, I like
love that
So
so
I just like
much.
threw them on there, and like they're a little like almost like a skipping stone path,
That's so
but
great.
made out of old doors.
And you also did the standing hex field. You did the standing trap.
Yeah, I love that. It gives you a little variety between the types of doors. Yeah, and like like Tyler said, to like give this a little bit of a different shape, I wanted to use the diagonal wall. And if you're using that but wanted to fill, you just grab two of them. Yeah, just grab two of them and they fill each other. They're great. I love using them on elevation changes as well.
Yeah.
Like that is a lot of fun. I almost did that here, but didn't want the above part to go as far this way. So
And if you do the upside down, if you put one diagonal upside down next to the other one, the other thing there is that you're gonna have, if you don't have any other thing surrounding it on a elevated build, you're gonna have something that you're gonna have to cover with terrain tray or texture patch.
Yeah.
You're gonna have an open space.
Yeah.
So like, if you do that, it's awesome. Just consider
you just gotta,
that you have to do that.
build with it in mind.
Yeah.
And as part of your plan. So yeah, pretty
Well, I think-
straightforward sci-fi / caverns compatibility build, I think.
The two things that I really appreciate most is the open area on the left hand here that ends up being like, hey, if I had to only get a starter bundle, I could then keep this as one setup, and then as they get to move forward or they came into this space, build this side. So like if it's session by session and you have caverns and you have the starter bundle, mixing them together, getting the most out of both worlds, kind of lets you do stuff like this, where it's like, most of the time I'm not getting up to a 2x2. Most of the time I'm doing builds as a 12x24. So like this kind of really distinctly shows that off, especially also in your build, Toby. That's kind of a similar thing, right? We're also still building in a 12x24. You're showing that like within the same bundle with a different biome with like burrows, like with not a lot of extra stuff, and if you have quote unquote the right terrain tray, right, something that blends a little better, like the dirt floor or an acid pit or something like that, it like totally changes the vibe. With those two things, you can end up creating really like a lot of great possibilities when you mix and match how you're doing it. And the other constraint, obviously, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom this back out and get to my chair. The other constraint is going to be the fact that like you do not have a lot of negative space opportunities within the pieces of Starforged, but it's in the compatibility that you can still bring out a lot of negative space.
That's one of the big things I think it ends up feeling like you're either building interior exterior a lot of times is because like one, there isn't necessarily a transition. Like when you're building a structure, the transition would just be stairs. But I think that lack of like, I guess like bank style pieces
Yes.
is kind of why it feels that way. But bank style pieces would feel weird with the system unless we were doing like ruined spaceship.
Right.
Right. Which I mean would be cool and so nichely specific for its use cases. So, but like, I don't know. I like you definitely can do a mix of the two, but like I think that's one of the reasons why it sometimes feels more binary.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I mean. Is like it's just it's understanding what Starforged is built for, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like what its main purposes are and how it blends with the other stuff. So, which is also what you guys keep asking for in terms of compatibility. You want to see those things. You want to make certain that you know what you're getting when you buy it. And that's 100% understandable. Especially as also like, oh, if I already have these 3 biomes, I want to make certain if I bought this that there's real use out of it outside of like, if I just get the pipes are always going to be useful. That's fine. But like, if you want me to buy the core pieces, what can I do with those core pieces with the stuff I already have? And that's why we wanted to do the bundles we did with the builds and the bundles we did today. One thing I think people are too in the habit of with negative space is the need for banks. Yeah. Yes, they are straight edges on this. So it is absolutely agreed, Finley, that like it is machined. And so it can look very clean. And it's meant to look very clean because it's supposed to be like, you can put this in a negative space still and it'll be fine. People do it with their dungeon tiles. Like you'll do that there and it's just a, quote unquote, a perfect square anyway. Like, yeah, who cares at a certain level. It is certainly our intention that we would want to create some more negative termination pieces to kind of help still bridge the gap, though, at the end of the day. Oh, and honestly, you're exactly right. The small stairs can also help you get into negative space very easily, but it is more of a, hey, this looks like they're coming from this space and then entering somewhere else. So it's going to be like kind of a mixed bag. So let's go ahead and for our last vote of the evening, as we got to get off the stream, we're going to do the same thing again. Go ahead and just type into chat Miles or Toby, and we'll for which build you preferred, or which one you thought was more ingenious, or you can even put Tyler in the chat if you want to make me feel good. That's just up to you.
Tyler's hosting was the best build of the day.
It was the best build, wasn't it? No, Hippo. You can't say Miles and then Tyler. You can't. Nope. Of course, if we had damaged floor plate pieces. Right, yeah, damaged floor plates could do that. I think you could probably still get away with it with the cables insert with the trapdoor for this time. You can treat the cable insert as sort of like a open floor or a ripped apart panel or something like that. It doesn't have the flared edges. Obviously, it wouldn't have a lot of that, like what we did with like the dwarven doors from Caverns Deep. But that might still be a way you can get that done.
That's a good one.
Myler B. A vote for Toby is a vote. A vote for Tyler is a vote for Toby. No. I appreciate it, Hippo. I do appreciate it. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like all the specials that are coming out. I don't know if I want.
I think you might have used the word "make me feel special."
No, that's true. I did
So
say the
you
phrase. Yeah,
used
make
that
me feel
impressive.
special. Yeah. You know what? Way to call me out. Yeah. Thank you for preventing me from being reductive. Ezed. It is so far from a two-party system. Of course, man. I think we're gonna call it because
I can't cry even harder.
okay. All right, but that also means this is a I saw something here that we didn't get to say. Catwalks look awesome over negative spaces, and like in the montage that was playing prior to the stream. Exactly. I mean, they have like little inset cuts, so you can actually see the trays below them, and you can the inch long is also helpful. Who's going to break the news to him? Yeah. They both won, so they both get to keep their jobs. Well, actually, Miles won this one. Toby won the first one. It's a tie. They actually both lose their jobs.
Right. It's fair.
I mean,
Fair's
we
fair.
need to see a winner.
Yeah.
So I guess I guess I win. Well, unfortunately, I don't want to do more work. So actually, yeah, reverse. They both win. They both win, and they both get to keep doing work for us. That's how it goes here. I'm so happy that both of you did. I really love your Burrows thing too, and that's also what people are saying. It's like it's really cool. And I think what's nice about the Caverns one is it's certainly not a Caverns core, but it's pretty close. Like you could do that with maybe a Caverns core and a Banks pack.
Yeah, probably.
The elevation is going to be the tough part. Doing the elevation with the stilts, you would also need the stilts or whatever, but like you can pretty much do that with something close to a Caverns core and a riser and stuff like. Right. Yeah. You can, yeah. No, you can though. You can turn your wall sideways, and that's a stilt. We can say that. That's not a problem. That's up to you. that's your prerogative. Later, Space 2 Head Gators. Thank you. I now firmly believe the DF job interview is just a head-to-head build jam. If only. That'd be kind of cool. Build something for me. Show me what you're capable of, and then just watch you for 20 minutes build something.
You gotta chase us down to conventions just to like practice.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like every now and then you just write notes like this guy doesn't know how to use
It's like until he understands how to do biscuits, I can't have him work for us. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today for the Build Jam. Appreciate all of the patience. And also, we will be here the rest of the week. Tomorrow, we'll be doing OTA. Thursday, we'll be doing a dev discussion, is all I've been told. So I will spend the next day understanding what that's supposed to be on Thursday. And then on Friday, again, we're hoping to do a kill team example. One of the issues, again, is some of the pieces off of Adepticon. We're trying to make certain that we can do what we want to do. Additionally, it's kind of in the same vein as the Nemesis thing. Is this something that would be better as edited content versus just a VOD? So we're still kind of a little bit up in the air on the Friday thing, but we definitely want to give you something kill team related is our goal. Thanks so much. And is there anything that either of you want to say as we exit the stream?
I'm doing my part. Are you doing yours?
Did you say Mar part?
Mar part. I'm not doing it. I'm doing my part. Are you doing yours?
Yep. No, not yet. Nope, can't do it yet.
Just awkwardly just have the camera slowly zoom in on you.
If I wanted to, maybe. You don't want to say anything, Toby? Yes, thank you, Finley. Keep up with things on Discord. We have our Discord channel. GameFound is still going strong. We will be revealing another cache on Friday as well. Another supply cache will be revealed on Friday. And should we get to $500,000, we will unlock the LED wall sets. And I will say it to you now: we will be showing off the next 2 stretch goals. So once we get there, we'll be able to see the next 2 stretch goals. Just so you know, just a little thing. Barracks pack today. Right after the stream, I'm going to go over to my computer and I'm going to get it set. Thank you all. Have a good night. Hope you're all going to go see Ministry like Toby. But if not, it's probably better for you. Better for your ears. Goodbye.